Nick, I want to ask you as we wrap up, what did you appreciate about this conversation that the three of us had?
My fear was just slightly that the glitz might affect the blitz. And what I mean by that is the human rights obviously is purpose of it's been the purpose of your life, and it was the purpose of these concerts. And there was always a little voice just warning me, well, is everyone getting involved because they want to get a piece of Bono or Springsteen or Sting or one of the other pieces? And I was also wondering, is it possible that working in such an orbit, it ends up not corrupting, but part of the gold is the fame and the wealth and the music and the adoration. And I think I got my answer. It was a means to an end. It really was a means to an end. And the end is so noble that it actually transformed the means from something that could be somewhat base into something golden as well. Really, it's been such a pleasure meeting you, Jack. Truly.
Well, thank you, Nick. Thank you. I
And
appreciate
yeah,
that.
and I'll add that knowing Jack for 25 years and speaking to him for hours on end, reading his works and volunteering for various causes that he's participated in, even helping edit a chapter in this book. What I was hoping from this short session, which is just coming on just over an hour, was reminded me of Citizen Kane, where one of the journalists who's looking at the life of Citizen Kane in that movie says, I've realized that you can't define a life on a sentence. It's impossible to sum up such a rich life. And with Jack, my fear was, with all that you've done, with all the impact you've made in the world, like you said, one person can change the world, and you are the quintessential example of that in my lifetime. I didn't want to just have a few snapshots that didn't get the bigger causes, which ultimately you devoted your life to through the work you do. And I still don't think a podcast episode can sum up a life, especially a life like Jack's and the work you've done. I think, though, it's a really sound and grounded introduction and conduit into the next step, which I would encourage those listening and watching on YouTube to check out the book we've referenced many times, Create Your Future. Because if there is a guidebook, if there is a call to action, you can find it in here to see what you can do to create your future and to make your community a better place in what human rights means for you.
Jamie, you'll find out in your own career, I'm sure. However, I've done here, it's also the quality of the person asking me the question. I'm not joking about it. I can do a lot of podcasts. I've never done one this good. So thank you very much for being prepared and knowing your stuff. And this has been, it's been a real joy for me. Usually I struggle to work at it and do my best, but this is like you lit me up emotionally at least 10 times. And thank God I didn't cry. You don't want to see an Irishman crying. It's a terrible scene.
Thank you, Jack.